good evening, and it's the Tonny and Tim show. I'm Tony.
And I'm Tim.
And welcome to this special segment of their show, of course, Tim. Today we saw the very, very big UEFA Champions League draw for the rest of top 8 teams, where we saw lots of interesting matchups in that one. Very exciting. It will look like a very scintillating round of games, Tim.
Yeah, Tony, it's already looking like one of the best rounds we're going for. And to me, the reason I'm happy, Tony, the big sides have been isolated. Bayern, Madrid, Barcelona. This tells us that there's going to be a very testy semi-final after this fixture.
Of course, it will be a very, very interesting semi-final come mid-April. But we've seen Real Madrid in particular. They took out PSG, one of the tournament favorites, at the beginning of the season. They've been paired with Juventus.
Yes, Tony, Madrid Juventus. The first thing we all think about is the final of last year, where Madrid demolished Juventus
3-1.
3-1 that game. I think even it was 4-1. But to me, Juventus is not ready. We saw them struggling against Spurs, and coming to a Madrid side that also has the pedigree. Yes, everyone says Juve qualified because of pedigree, but against Madrid, they might, over 2 legs, they might not get anything here. So I think Madrid will go through to the semis.
Of course, this is the Real Madrid side that's boasting CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo, the top scorer in that competition, 12 goals already that he has there, and Juventus coming to this tie with their top scorer Gonzalo Higuain having only 5. They took out Spurs. Of course, we mentioned that they might not have had the experience to take it over 2 legs. But Real Madrid coming to this side with Ronaldo in particular hitting the right form at the right time, Tim.
I mean, what a blessing for any manager, and in particular Zinedine Zidane. This guy, Tony, when he catches fire, he seems not to blow out easily, and he has been churning goals. He's a man who scores 2 per game, and this is the right time, and that's where, from nowhere, we are now calling them favorites for this Champions League.
It will definitely be interesting. We'll keep an eye on Madrid in particular, who have won the tournament 2 times already in a row, which is something that had not happened. Will they go a third team? But Barcelona, they are very, very big rivals there, have been paired with Roma.
Yes, Tony, Barcelona, Roma, but the first thing you have to mention about Barcelona was the display against Chelsea. It's
over 2 legs.
Over 2 legs, and that performance at Nou Camp already has shown us that Barcelona is ready to take the trophy too. And pairing them against Roma, I would have loved to see them engage a bigger side. But you'd see only one winner here, Tony. It's going to be Barcelona.
Does it also show, Tim, the way Barcelona have picked up form in the second half of the season, showing that Messi is on 6 goals and he's scored 3 of those goals against Chelsea in the past 2 games?
Yes, Tony. And this is how you define an on-form player or world-class player. They seem to pick the form at the right time when it matters.
At the business end of things.
Exactly, and Messi has done the same for his side.
Of course, we'll be waiting to see how Barcelona approach that game against Roma. Roma looking like the underdog, definitely, in this one. Chelsea have, of course, that they took out, looked like a very strong side. They had some very, very good performances from some individual players, but across 2 legs, it looked like they were losing out to very silly mistakes. Courtois in particular hasn't looked like his best in those round of fixtures, but a very, very surprising entrant in this last 8, of course, team is Sevilla, who took out Manchester United, and they'll be facing Bayern.
Yes, Tony, Sevilla is the dark horse in this race, and you do not know, are they going to be the giant killers here? But Champions League, usually you sieve out, even if the small sides sneak in. This is the level where they'll be knocked out, and I'm seeing a Bayern side. Jaap Heynckes has modeled this team, and they're back to their best.
Back to their best.
Yeah, and I think they'll be able to see of Sevilla, unlike United.
Of course, Sevilla have Ben Yedder, who has 8 goals. Of course, we saw how brilliant he was coming on in that Manchester United game at Old Trafford. He scored 2 goals there, very brilliantly taken goals. He's on 8 goals, said team. This is a team that also held Liverpool, if you remember, in the group stages, coming from behind 3-0 at one stage and drawing that game 3-3. Of course, very interesting side. Will they pull a Monaco?
That's why I've called them the dark horse. Tony, they have eliminated United. They've played one of their favorites, Liverpool, and they go to Bayern. Yes, Bayern has had a good spell, But these guys are full of confidence, and Sevilla side has nothing to lose. They know they're the underdog, so they're gonna play expansively, saying if we get beaten, well done. Still, we've reached what we wanted. So it's a team they have to watch out. And this fixture, Tony, I don't think it will be so smooth for Bayern, but I think Bayern will go through.
Of course, very, very interesting. Big credit to Sevilla coach, of course, Vincenzo Montella. He has arranged this side and made it have very, very big wins and big results. Not even wins against some of the top sides already in the tournament. We've seen them going ahead against United. But the pick of the bunch team is Liverpool, Manchester City.
Yes, Tony, I recall watching the draw, and after all the 6 teams have been picked out, we're just waiting to see who will start at home between Liverpool and Man City, and it was Liverpool to be at home first. Tony, I would like to say this fixture has everything, all the ingredients. Both sides are attacking sides. We've mentioned their defenses are not the best. Yes, City in the league has had a better defense, but their only loss in the league
has come to
Liverpool. And we know that Liverpool is going for this fixture. You can see when in the media the players have come out saying, come on, and the City guy Kyle Walker said, let's go for this one. So it's a mouth-watering fixture this, Tony.
It's a big rivalry in the Premier League. Now they take it to the Champions League. City in particular have looked like a very, very brilliant side, but in Europe they've not looked as dangerous as they've been in the Premier League. Of course, they played Basel in the last round of 16. They played Basel, a team that maybe you would think that it was a lesser side. Liverpool took out Porto, also a side that you might have thought that was not at par, especially after that 5-0 thrashing that they had. But Liverpool have 3 players in scintillating Champions League form. Firmino has 7 goals. Salah is on 6 alongside Mane. Very interesting. We'll have to definitely wait for this game. Of course, they have a very tricky week. Also, we must mention that after the first leg of fixtures is played, they'll have some derbies in the Premier League. Liverpool will be taking on Everton, and Manchester City hoping to win the league against Manchester United. Do you think that might have a bearing on a second round game?
Tony, I think it will have a bearing, but if Guardiola is to choose, then he will want to put all his guns out over Liverpool, knowing that the Premier League is already in the bag. So even if he gets a draw, that will not make him take the trophy that day, what he would have wished. I think he will be able to see both legs. United will not go and hurt Man City in the Premier League game now. So he should be able to play his best against Liverpool and try to make sure he also wins against United.
But of course, we also know that the derby of Liverpool and Everton, according to recent form, is not something that will test Liverpool a lot to come into this fixture, probably lacking in strength in the next City fixture, the Etihad. But it will definitely be a very, very scintillating round of Champions League football. We definitely can't wait for April 3rd and 4th for the first round of fixtures here on the show. And from us here, of course, for now, goodbye.
Goodbye.